to BO Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony.
I'm Gabby.
And we are voice actors.
Mhm.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I had a very mellow weekend, and I am just enthused to be back in the work chair. I've got class tonight. We have Vojo as well, so kind of a double feature of classes. I'm excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Me too. Yeah. I am real quick though, they changed something on stream on
Oh
our thing
no.
here, so
What
you
did they
can't
do
see
now?
the chat. You can't
What?
see the chat on your screen.
Well,
That's weird.
wonky.
Yeah.
So we can't
Well, we
see
can
it.
see it. We can see the
Oh.
chat, but we can't see it on the screen.
Oh.
So I don't know what, like, there's no, because usually there's a specific thing that allows you
Yeah.
to
To share
see
it.
them. Oh, see, like it says, show up a stream member. This, we gotta click the comment. So I wonder if, although stuff's been weird this morning, I don't know. Oh, that was just really weird. It just went away. It only showed one at a time. Well, any users, it is good to see you guys. We will continue. I will continue to try to figure out.
We'll figure it out.
We don't have the situation where, oh no, here we go. Okay, maybe someone deleted something. It's working on that side, but it's still not showing up on the screen. So that's odd.
That is strange.
Well, I'll have to ask Angela. Angela typically knows what's
She
going
does.
on with that, with StreamYard. So anyway, sorry about all of that. Let's get to it. Is Monday. It is the 12th. We were talking about it getting cold again over here. And this morning, but getting again to voiceover this morning, I was I did a video, and I so basically what happened was I was like sitting there and thinking, okay, what do I make a video about this morning? I had my coffee.
Yeah.
And I look down at my list, because I have a list, and the first thing on there is don't forget to audition. And it's kind of one of those things where it is that should be a bumper sticker for voice actors. Don't forget to audition today. That's your right. That's our life in a nutshell. So
I mean, it really is. Yeah.
We want to, I think, actually have a good week. We thought even for the week, possibly we could have our overall topipic this week be about auditioning.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that would
Never
be a great
place.
topic. Yeah, and so somewhere to start, I had we got a lot of cool. We got a lot of people today. Dylan said hello. Jenna said hello. Chris, Ruben, Emmeline, Rebecca. But Rebecca, we're supposed to have a meeting at some point. Rebecca and I, Vanessa, Josh, John, Strange Cat. Yes. So I was meeting with someone earlier today, and we were going over his auditions, and something it struck me as very as an interesting thing from directions to interpretation. That bridge, right? And so there's so many things we can talk about auditioning, but
for sure.
Today I'm thinking about the intersection between, or not the intersection per se, but maybe the compare and contrast between the directions that you're given and then the performance that you give, but also the directions that are not stated within the script themselves.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean? So what I mean by that is, let's say you're given a script, and the script, a political script, and it is written as most political scripts are written, to be like, John Clark is the guy for us. You know what I mean? Or like, he doesn't like children and hates old people, like it's like the famous political right? But anyways, it's written that way. But then the directions say, we want a warm, inviting, and trustworthy tone. Okay. And so you are kind of left with a challenge in your mind, a real challenge, because you're like, okay, well, I can definitely do that, but yet the script itself is not written anything, or at least the way I interpret those directions to be. And I'm seeing this a lot more and directions with,
Yeah.
and it could be, I don't know what that is, but it could be that people who are running these things have less and less training, meaning like being able to
I
direct.
think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Gabby?
I think it's been something we've seen for years. It's pretty common. This is why there are so many directors that go throw out the directions. Don't even worry about it, right? Do what you think you're supposed to do based on the script. And then that's why some people say, well, this is why multiple takes of an audition are really
Right.
important because it allows you to give them their interpretation, but then
Mhm.
also give them yours based on the material that's been provided.
Mm.
It is definitely a big part of what we experience and what we deal with. I think in a lot of cases, yeah, there is something to be said for, the people who are writing the copy maybe don't always have a good, right, finger on the pulse of what's happening. Um, and sometimes it's just the fact that most people don't write for things to be read aloud. They write
That is the truth.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is absolutely the truth. And I find that that is exactly, I do that. I will do at least a minimum. Now, if it's an audiobook audition,
Mm,
unfortunately, anything over, a certain, like anything over like 30 seconds
mm,
or a minute, I will not do an extra or 2 extra takes,
mhm.
right? Like an audiobook script that's usually around 2-minute
Yeah,
audition that I recommend 2 to 3 minutes, I won't do another take. But for other ones, I do. I
yeah,
typically like to do, and if they are contrasting directions, be it, and the script screams for something else, I
yeah.
will make sure that I do multiple takes.
Definitely. I think the
Mhm.
shorter the audition script is, for
Yes,
sure, it makes taking advantage of that opportunity to give multiple takes, just way more convenient for both parties. So,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We actually have, let's see. So this is so Professor Tracy, this is definitely not on topic, but
That's okay.
we're okay with it.
Mhm.
So we've got a question. Good morning from
Okay.
Rochester, Minnesota. Here is something to look into. What do you think about noise ratio on getting things done? Wait a minute.
Okay.
What is noise ratio
Yeah,
on
you might have to explain what you mean by noise ratio. Are you talking about
getting
noise floor?
things done?
Yeah. This is
Hmm.
where sometimes we see, odd terminology or, somebody may have a different interpretation of a particular thing. I'm not even 100% sure what's meant by that question.
Yeah, especially on the getting things done. Yeah, just go ahead
Yeah.
and elaborate
Yeah,
a little
elaborate
bit
for
more,
us a
and we'll
little
come
bit.
back to that.
Chris also has
Um,
a question.
yes, so his question
Uh,
is, here we go.
do different platforms prefer different audition
Ooh,
styles?
good question.
Like same audition but really want different reads, or is that a generally diverse thing for each individual copy? Yeah, I don't
Mm.
think it's platform specific. I think it's more about the job.
I agree. I think there are platforms that are very job specific,
Mhm. Mhm.
but when it comes to the audition styles, no, I think it is very, yeah, I think that's very specific to whatever job you're auditioning
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing you have to look for is really just what are going to be the expectations of that job, and yeah, is this a situation where you would potentially benefit from providing a couple of takes or doing something very specific inside of the audition. But I don't know of too many platforms that kind of police what you do specifically inside of an audition, with the exception of some of the technical stuff, right? They want it to be mono, they want it to be of a certain normalization rate, they may want it to be um gosh, I'm trying. I mean, obviously they may have a preference between MP3 and Wave, but these are kinds of things that are standard across the board for that platform, and they usually give you kind of an upfront view of, hey, here's what we expect and how we need it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I was looking trying to look at Professor Tracy. I can Google it it's Steve, something with Steve Jobs.
You
It
can
looks
Google it with
it
Steve
looks
Jobs and then
like
find out what I'm asking. Okay. That still doesn't help me not much.
okay, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
it seems to be clean audio sound. So
I
like
don't, if
something
she's
about
bringing
this
up Steve
particular.
Jobs, though, I don't think she's talking about audio at all.
No, it is. It is. It's something to
Okay.
do with the higher SNR means a cleaner, stronger signal, making it easier to understand the
Mm,
information with lower SNR. So I'm assuming that I don't know. I've never seen an SNR rating. An SNR above 25 dB is often good for Wi-Fi. So that's an interesting. I can always learn more about tech
yeah.
and stuff like that. Definitely be interested in looking more into that. I
I
don't know if
mean,
that's necessarily a ratio I've ever used
yeah, I think
in
what it
my
comes
audio,
down
or maybe I'm not
to,
aware I'm using it, and that could be something that it's built in because it said
yeah,
Wi-Fi, so it almost feels like is that a background noise like when it comes to static or something coming through? I don't know. I'll have to
yeah.
look more into it. Thanks for bringing that up, Professor
Yeah,
Tracy.
there are definitely
Yeah.
certain standards of audio that don't apply to what we do, and
Mm,
that's what's important to make the distinction on.
mhm,
What is pertinent to voiceover and voiceover clientele versus things that aren't, and we just kind of, take what we need, ignore the rest.
mm. Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see. We got another
Yeah,
question.
lots of
You guys
questions
are
this morning.
active this
Yeah,
morning.
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Let's see.
Jenna
Was it? Wait. Is
said,
Dylan? I think Dylan.
"Oh, was Dylan before?"
Dylan had. Wait. Where's Jen? I'm because
Anthony's lost.
that's the thing with the. I don't know why it's not scrolling on the screen.
Mm,
All right. Anyways, as a casting director, did you listen long enough to hear multiple takes? I keep hearing that the first 2 to 4 seconds are so important because sometimes that's all that's listened to.
yeah.
Ah, yes, very good observation.
Yeah.
So, in order to get, let me go. In order to get past this part for me, I always recommend that you type out, especially in the description, like you get to
Mm,
send them a message, hey, thank you so much. I did 3 different takes. I did on the first take, I tried this, the second take, I tried that, and the third take, I tried that. You might like the third take. So, like I tried to give them a very quick
mhm.
synopsis and tell them that I've done 3 takes so that they listen. But yes, that's a good thought. What do you think, Gabby?
Yeah, sometimes you can accomplish this in your slate. You can just say your name and however many takes you have provided. That's always a good way to go about it. Um, I think to most casting directors, you're right in that the first 5 seconds are critical based on whether or not you are the right voice or a potential candidate for the job. But then if they have kind of, flagged you as a potential, they will listen to more because often they want to see what you provided, or maybe that first take wasn't quite right, but they're like, wait, the voice is right, but the
Mm-hmm.
direction's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they would listen further. I know when I was in the casting chair, it came down to the length of the file. I
Mm-hmm.
would look at the length and go, okay, there's probably more takes here. So I might skip ahead.
I have a perfect example of this of one thing I was saying. So, as I do a lot of casting, on Academy Voices. I'm a casting director there for our website. And, as I have had a couple of people who say, hey, I had a really cool voice at 1 minute and 38 seconds. You really want to listen to that? I thought that was very intriguing that they said that in their description. I'm like, maybe I will listen to that. And I was like,
Mm,
wow, this is actually really good. And I ended up hiring that person because they in that piece the voice was really good for that, but the beginning part of the audition didn't give them didn't lead with that voice, which then made me think, okay, from an audition standpoint, what am I posting? But see, not
right,
everyone is going to be that, because they're not voice actors, we are.
right.
Right. So, a lot of times they'll just put whatever, if it's a longer form, then like good stuff for you to, sink your teeth in.
Mm.
But yeah, there's good questions there. Okay. So I'm like looking to see all these other questions. Oh, wait. Jenna, right? Jenna was next.
I believe
Jenna said,
so.
if sending a sample on Fiverr, should I send MP3 or waveform? Ah, good question. So, I always send a wave file all totally.
Wow.
From I always send a WAV file. And the reason why is because I have found that whenever I send MP3 files, it's like 50-50. They'll come back and ask for a WAV file. And I just always send a
But
WAV
for an
file.
audition?
No, she's if sending a sample. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, okay, then thank you. Sorry, I was thinking about a job. If I'm doing a
Ah,
job, I always send a WAV
yes.
file at the end.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think an MP3 file is a great thing to send for a variety of reasons. It's easier to be played across multiple things. It's quicker. But I don't know, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've never sent when I've sent in a okay, I think now that I'm thinking about it, on all platforms, not just Fiverr, but most of the other platforms, they all require an MP3 for auditions
Yes.
as opposed to a WAV file. So now
Yeah.
that I think about it, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wave is just cumbersome. It's big. It takes up a lot of space. It's many of the platforms don't even accept it. So
Mhm.
auditions, 99.9% of the time, it's MP3. The
Mhm.
other thing is if you're sending something as high quality as a wave in an audition, you're kind of running the risk of theft
Mhm.
because then they have what they need,
Mhm.
and if it's a short job, it is something that could be stolen. So MP3 is always going to be the way to go there. Now, you're right, Anthony. I mean, if you're submitting for a final, if you're submitting the final audio, it's going to be a WAV file.
No, I love it. And also, just on a side note for everybody knows, tonight, so every Monday, Gabby teaches an auditioning class
Mhm.
along with branding. They kind of
Yep,
get together,
they
but it's an
do.
auditioning class, and you are absolutely phenomenal at it,
Aw,
Gabby, and
thanks.
teaching. Yeah, so if you're really interested, I think in becoming a fantastic auditioner. But by the way, we all have to be. If we want to be successful as a voice actor, we have to become excellent at auditioning.
It's true.
You have to. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, whether it's with us or somewhere else, you need to get educated and work on your
Yeah.
auditioning.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Mhm.
it's kind of like the old lottery slogan, you have to be in it to win it.
Mm,
This is how we're in it. Like if we're not auditioning, it's we're not booking. I mean, it's that
yeah.
simple.
The cool thing is you can learn skills and practice and things to get better.
For sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Joy threw something out. She
Oh.
said, should the audiobook audition audio be raw or processed?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Very good question.
Yeah.
So I would say first is to differentiate the different what is raw and what is processed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the raw has a couple of different meanings to different people, right? I mean, it does. You know what I mean? So when I personally think of raw audio, I think of if we just blank raw audio is literally you record it, save the recording, and that's completely raw. If you're like, then there's the raw, then there's the next step up in raw, which is like you record it and then you just clean up the background noise and mouth noise
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, right? You do a little bit
Basic
of
cleaning. Yep.
editing,
Yep.
right? Or and then you clean up a mistake with something you said or whatever,
Sure.
right? And then so those are kind of like the two sides of raw. I would recommend, and then Gabby will go to you. I would recommend that it's not a bad idea to send raw audio as long as it's at least the background noise and mouth noise is cleaned up. Okay, because I know for me, if you audition, in Academy of Voices, and I'm listening to your audition, and you have tons of and there's breaths everywhere, I'm gonna think that you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Right? And I don't have time to go back and edit all of that. I don't have time to do all that with your stuff.
This is a big topic of discussion in my class
Mm,
and in the auditioning series is this differentiation. And the way I always explain it to people is it's knowing the industry types well enough to determine, is there an end producer attached to the job, or are you going to be responsible for the finished audio? In the case of an audiobook, 90+% of the time, you are supplying the finished product. So therefore your audition should reflect what that finished product is going to sound like. So it should be produced, it should be processed.
Mhm.
Versus if it's a commercial or if it's, again, any other job where there's an end producer finishing the material, you can leave it minimally raw with just a base. Just don't send your mistakes, leave the rest alone. They'll take care of it because they want to be able to have that control.
Love it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We've got
Oh,
cool. We've
wow.
got a question down here from Rivet.
Rivet.
Rivets the
The
Rivets
ferret.
the ferret. I love it. Rivets the ferrets. That is such a great. I love it. That made me happy. Hi, I just got here. Is background effects, surround, reverb, an acceptable audio tune when used in a demo reel?
Hmm.
So yeah, good question. I think first, right, we got to think which demo reel.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple ones, right? If we
Mm-hmm.
default to our first one, which is like a commercial demo, there might be one or two spots
Mm-hmm.
where some studio reverb makes sense in that spot, but it's going to be very spot specific. Wouldn't you agree? What do you think, Gabby?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. It really depends on application. There's no one right answer to this question. This is where you have to have an extensive knowledge of post in the creation of a demo and a really great plan for what the demo is for. I will say a lot of times people, when they're self-producing a demo, they go crazy.
Mm,
Like they start with the reverb and the echoes and these effects, and it just takes away from the voice. If it takes away from the voice too
yes.
much, you've gone too far. But
Mhm.
if it's an enhancement for a particular performance within the demo, sure, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
and it becomes like it's easy to forget because you're having so much fun with all the effects and all of the things
Yeah.
that you can put into your audio, right? Right, exactly what Gabby said. Remember, I mean, first and foremost, people are judging us on our voice. So it is a delicate mix
Yeah.
that we're trying to make ourselves sound as professional as possible while not taking away from our voice, so that people don't really know what we sound like. So it is definitely,
Yeah.
and that's why there's such a big also discussion: should you have a professional demo or should you have a
Mhm.
DIY demo? And I think Gabby and I both believe there are merits to both,
Yeah.
right? In different parts of your career and your journey. Because we offer services, professional demo services through VOJ.
Yeah.
But we're also advocates for also understanding how to put together your own demo,
Yep.
right? Because no matter what you do, they are expensive. They cost money.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, but wow, this is the most people we're getting close to
That's
40
wow.
people today on our
Sweet.
live stream, so that's
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 awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, let's pick up the discussion on Wednesday. Remember, tomorrow we invite you to join Angela for her
Yep,
live,
yep.
and we'll be back on Wednesday, and we can definitely continue where we left off, talk more about
Yeah,
auditions,
I did
answer
have an
more of your
announcement real
questions.
quick. I did
Oh,
have an
oh,
announcement real quick to make. So if you don't know, if you haven't been a part of Academy Voices or VO Journey, we're excited. We are launching a spicy audiobook section as part of
nice.
our part of our offerings at Academy Voices. So right now, in VO Journey and everything we're putting together, and we're doing it with duets as well.
Oh,
So,
cool.
we're going to be marketing and promoting that. So that's a very exciting extra thing we're adding on to our offerings, as well as a whole history. So, like Unsolved Mysteries,
Yeah.
Gabby. So I
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
together, we're having our own series of Unsolved Mysteries,
Ooh,
short 2 to 4,000 word scripts that we'll be publishing, and things. So that's very exciting. So
love that.
very thrilled about all of that.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful audience today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we love you all. Have a wonderful Monday. Check out Angela's tomorrow, and see y'all Wednesday.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Goodbye. 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 Is it ending? I didn't even end it.